I'm going to talk to you guys about a game called Hero Academy, which
Hero Academy!
Very little about. I know it's a robot entertainment joint, the same the same people that brought us Orcs Must Die. I know nothing about Hero Academy. Somebody...
let me give you a little overview. Basically, it's a game that's on your iPhone or iPad. It's a grid-based little tactical game. Very simplistic. Certain warriors do certain things, and you're tasked to destroy the other player's crystal. They can either work on defending it and killing your dudes, or they can be coming after you. It really depends on what kind of playstyle you have. Thing is, it's perfect for mobile because it notifies you when your friends have taken a turn. That's the beauty of it, is that you don't sit down together and play.
Asynchronous. Okay.
Right. It's turn-based, and it'll send you a little notification on your phone. Thing is, this Steam version of the game is basically the same Hero Academy that you've had on the iPhone, which is cool. No problem, right? And then, you realize that it's not really suited for a PC. It's cool that it came. It brought some Team Fortress 2 characters that you can choose from, because there's different races, and they all have different abilities and different units. One of them is the Team Fortress 2 race, I suppose you could call it. And yeah, they aren't really suited for a PC. Asynchronous play, in case you haven't played a game that's like that on the PC in quite some time, which you probably have not. I know I have not. Mm-hmm. It ends up with you opening the game for about 3 minutes and then leaving and coming back whenever the hell you feel like it. So that's a big negative for it. On the positive side, I already owned Hero Academy on my iPhone, and they link together, so I can continue my game on my iPhone that I started on the PC, or vice versa, which is nice.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
And it's a fun game, don't get me wrong. It's just not suited for the PC, and I feel bad because they're wanting to get more people, on the Hero Academy bandwagon, and it's cool, it's fun, and everyone can play. But I just kind of wonder if this wasn't a waste of their time. Doc, your thoughts?
This is the first time I played the game since I do not own an iDevice. It is a cute little game. I can see it'd be great for a mobile device. And the Steam versions try to do the same thing you mentioned for the mobile device. So if I can minimize the window, the sound cuts off, and a little notification will pop up on the right-hand corner of the Windows bar saying that, oh, it's your move. So they do the same type of thing, and it's fun if I'm playing like a game on the 360 and I have my computer up and I can multitask and go back and forth.
And you've got the game running. That's the other part. You have to have the game running.
At least the nice thing is the game doesn't take up much resources. Of course, I'm flying on like 8 gigabytes of RAM here, so I guess if you have like a 2 gig laptop, the game's going to run, but it might take up too many resources. But I mean, it's a really small download, and I feel like it loads up quick, so that's how I can tell it doesn't really take much off. So they tried their best to make it as compatible like the Hero Academy on the mobile devices. But I haven't played much. Like, you can't play against the AI.
Can't do much playing.
Yeah, you can't play against the AI. They have challenge modes in which you have to, defeat these guys. They give you a rearranged setup, and you have to defeat these guys in one turn. But you can't set up like a simulated battle like you would playing a human being. So your choices are to find a friend, which obviously isn't difficult because you just send a request and then hope they play.
And there's already a big player base because it's already on iPhone.
Or you can just play a random person. Those are pretty much your two options. But it's not like you're going to sit down and get a game done in 10 minutes unless I know Sonny is sitting in front of his device doing the same thing.
Yeah, and even then, the wait is just intolerable, because we're used to just having everything now. And you also, one of the negative parts is that with this type of game, you don't want to have too many of them going on at once, or you'll lose track of what the hell you're doing, and you'll kind of, start to ignore the game if there's too much pressure on it. I know I felt that with that wonderful, wonderful game, Draw Something. When I had 25 games going on, I realized, hey, I really don't want to play anymore. So I'm being pretty frugal in how much I'm playing. I'm only playing against my friends. I'm having a good time. But, why was this... I don't like to be the kind of reviewer that would say, well, why didn't you just do this? But I don't really understand why they didn't make this a browser game.
Browser game would have worked out real well. I don't know how they would have handled microtransactions for them. They have to get user accounts.
There's ways to do that.
Set up like their infrastructure on their site. There are ways to do it, but I mean, I guess it was just easier to integrate into Steam, in which the microtransactions are already built into Steam. You know, you could buy more different set of characters. You could buy different color palettes. That type of idea. But yeah, like Sonny was saying,
it should certainly be in a browser.
Like right now, I'm playing a game with Sonny and another game with Lock Vince. It's kind of like going to the park and seeing the guy playing like 10 people at chess. You know, and then there's one guy like walking through playing all the games. That's kind of what it is, and it's that type of pace. It's really similar to chess, except with goofy characters, I would say.
Yeah, and it is fun. Don't get me wrong. It's just you can't sit down in front of it and play for it for an hour. You just can't do that. There's no game there for you to do that with. And they tried, like you said, with the challenge stuff, but it's ultimately very shallow in that respect.
I think if I was on Steam and Sonny was on Steam, we would be able to play it in a more of a real-time facility, but that's not how the game's supposed to be done.
It doesn't command your attention like other games do. It would be something that you would, like he said, you leave on in the background, and hopefully, your opponent is still in front of their computer. It is a fun game, and I honestly don't know what the retail price of it is on Steam. I know that I believe I paid $2 for it, or $3 on iPhone, and that gives you one basic race. And the rest of them are $2 a piece. I really recommend this on iOS much more so than on PC because it fits a mobile style of play far more than a sit-down PC game. And if you get it and you're excited to play it, you'll realize that you can't do anything for another hour or so until your friends take their move. So, kind of frustrating in that respect, but it is nice to have this option. And being able to play between the two, being able to have my iPhone and being able to pick up on my game where I left off is a very excellent thing to have.
Yeah, if there's some way I can get notifications through Steam without actually running the game, that would be a little bit better.
Right, that would be great.
It's like, okay, I'm done from work. If I want to play Hero Academy, because I don't have a mobile device that runs it, I would have to go to Steam, open up the program, just leave it sitting, and hopefully somebody plays me. It's anticipation to play a game when I could just go and actually play a game. Something else.
Flawed but fun, I would say. If you listen to what we've said, you'll understand what the flaws are, and if you can deal with those, then you can just dive in.